Hello everyone, I am Wizard Stove, and before I start this video real quick, sorry if the speed paint quality isn't great. I just started using Procreate and I'm still trying to figure out the settings to make the time-lapse video export correctly, so this is unfortunately as good as it's gonna be right now. Hopefully in the future I'll get better at that because Procreate's slowly becoming my main program. But anyway, so I'm kind of using this video as a chance to force myself to finally make references for my Sona character things that I have, and I'm also going to use this as to give a little bit of background as to how this is even happening, and then I'm going to talk about who they are and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be pretty funky. This is just me talking about things that I'm interested in right now, so it's going to be a lot of rambling and yeah. So I need to establish kind of like the lore and how this happened, right? This is totally important information, okay? Promise. So, starting from the beginning. As you can see, my user is Wizard Stove. That's, my name on here. It's, very wacky. And at one point, I can't remember if it was during a stream or if it was in my Discord server at the time, but people started making different variations of Wizard Stove. So what came out, and that I thought was really funny, was Warlockoven. And so of course my brain was well, I already have a Sona for, Wizard Stove, so now I have to make something for Warlockoven that's a different, person from Wizard Stove, but it's still kind of coming from that same person. And then some other time later, another name was made, which was Necromancermicrowave. And so I also experimented with designs for them as well. So at the time, all three of them were all pink, in their color palettes, because pink's a part of my brand. It's a big thing that I have with my main Sona's design. And so at the time, I was very much each of these characters are a part of me, so I'm gonna kind of keep them all pink, have them kind of be unified. That was until another name happened, which was Magefryer. And while I was experimenting with this character's design, they ended up being more purples. So then this made me kind of think about, okay, what if I made the other two, besides Wizard Stove, because that's me, but I was what if I made them different colors, and then they kind of started to not really be extensions of me anymore. I was really looking at them they're their own characters, they have their own personalities, and they all have their own aesthetics. So these are now basically at this point characters. I still kind of call them Sonas just because yeah, but they're really more just they're their own characters at this point. And so now in the present, for the past couple weeks, I decided to make 3 more because I was what if I had one character for each color of the rainbow, because why not? That would be fun. And I wanted to mess around with some more fashion and aesthetics that I really enjoy. Basically going through my Pinterest and seeing what I have saved in my boards. Basically that. So then that's when I had a realization though. Since I was kind of basing all of their fashion off of stuff from my own Pinterest and stuff I've saved that I'm I like this. They all each had these fashions and aesthetics that I've always really liked, or I wish that I had. Because for a while I have been struggling just kind of with my gender identity and figuring out how I want to present myself, how I want to label myself. I don't really know. So now that we have all of this information and adding all of this together, these characters have now, as I've been working on these other 3 and redesigning the others for the past couple weeks, it started to become this thing where it's kind of a way of me experimenting with my own gender and trying to figure myself out. How do I want to present myself to people? What do I like for myself? And each of them are all these different aesthetics that I really enjoy and would love to have, but I don't know if it's for me, kind of thing. And that's literally how I ended up with all these designs. So I had also figured I would go and give some little info, all of their names and stuff. So we have me, which is just Wizard Stove-Harley. If you know me or watch my videos, you already know about them, who they are. It's literally just me. That is my persona. Also, on a side note, I should mention that each character has a name that's a typo of my own name, because like when Warlockoven was being created, we ended up naming them a typo of my name because it was just really funny and everyone just always mistypes my name, so I have a list of typos, and that's how I was able to figure out those names. But they also have like regular names as well, just because it'll get really confusing if we don't give them regular names, because it's a mess, I promise. So we're gonna go in the order from left to right, you know, to the rainbow of, you know, how I've kind of arranged them in the drawing anyway. So first we have Magician Blender, aka Harley, which very much just sounds like Harley. I kind of gave them that name because it's so close to that name, and red and pink are so close to each other. Kind of made the most sense. But their other name is Asher, so that is the name that we will be calling him because it's not confusing. So he is a little spunky lad who is not afraid to join in on some chaos or even start it themselves. Kind of like your older brother who's probably a very terrible influence on you, but it's still kind of fun to be around, so you just kind of stay around them. So now we have Sorcerertoaster-Halrey. Their other name is Amber. They are kind of like your aunt friend, and they don't usually condone your bad decisions, but they also kind of do at the same time. They're kind of like in the middle on the things of like, should you do it or should you not? They'll just always kind of be in the middle of like condoning it, but also like, just be careful about what you're doing, don't get caught, you know, kind of thing. But they are definitely the one who probably will give you the best advice on literally everything. Next we have Necromancermicrowave, aka Harleu. Their other name is Daisy. They are very much a mom friend type, very protective over you and is always there for you at any second whenever you need them. She will bring a lot of energy into the room and knows how to brighten everyone's day and just make everything better in any situation. Next we have Illusionistfurnace, which is Harkey. Their other name is Jade. Now they are they're a little shy, and they will probably have a very hard time opening up to you at first, but is definitely a total sweetheart once she's really comfortable around you. They're probably the only one who is going to try and calm the chaos down when it ensues, but will probably fail 80% of the time, but at least they try to keep the peace. Now we have Warlockoven, which is Harvey. Their other name is Ethan. He seems very cold at first. He's really not one to show a lot of emotion and probably never will in his lifetime, but he's very caring and will mess someone up if they hurt you. But then will definitely deny that he cares about you afterwards, even though you know he totally does, but he just won't admit it, but that's okay. And now finally we have Magefryer-Harle, aka Beau. Your younger gamer brother who's really, really annoying, but you still manage to be around him anyway. You somehow just kind of deal with it. She's a little shit 100% of the time, and is a very nosy person who expresses a lot of confidence about themselves, but yeah, no, if you make fun of her, she'll just start crying on the spot. So her confidence is a facade. And that is all of them. I just figured some basic info would be good, because I am thinking, and I've kind of been planning on the side of doing things with them in the future. Like, I'd really like to do some videos with them, like, I don't know, like kind of like skit animatic kind of things. Someone on my Discord had also, the Discord link's in the description, by the way, you should go check it out. But someone has suggested like maybe even doing an ask log for them, which those kind of like concepts can be turned into video things, so it'd be kind of like a good way to like, you know, learn about all of the characters and like kind of find some ways to make some cool content of them. So those are just kind of some things I'm considering. Those are the most like ideas I've thought of at the moment. Like, I think I also kind of was thinking, like, you know, maybe I could do, like, some short, like, comic strips with them. I think there's a lot of things that could be done with them. Just, like, there's a very fun project opportunities, and I think I have some classes coming up in the fall. Like, I have sequential imaging and concept art, which I think they'll be able to kind of come into some of those projects I work on, which I think will be cool, and I think I will be able to make some pretty cool stuff with them. But that's kind of it for them. I mean, let me know what you guys think about it. I will probably use them for like art videos if I'm like trying out like supplies or like some other concepts I have in my head that I want to like there's like some art I want to make of them, and I'll probably do a video of for funsies. So it's just a way to keep doing stuff with them, so I actually keep drawing them, because I do like them a lot, and I've been working on their designs for a bit. So I'm like, I should actually do things with them. But that's all I have for now. If you guys are still at this point, thanks for listening to my rambles. It's nice to like talk about ideas that I'm having, and just kind of talking about like what my plans are, and just maybe hearing some feedback. But it's just nice to share things about characters I'm working on and just talk about them. But hopefully I'll settle on some ideas and figure some things out over the summer. I'm kind of hoping to get some things done with them, but we shall see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated though. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya.